What's up guys, Justin here with TheSketchUpEssentials.com, back with another SketchUp quick tutorial for you. In this week's quick tutorial, we're going to talk about how to model a Rubik's Cube. So let's go ahead and dive into it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start off with the rectangle tool, and we're just going to draw a square. So you can just type in here the dimensions that you want. I'm going to start off with 2 by 2, but you can type in, you can activate that rectangle tool and then type in those dimensions in order to draw the size square that you want. So, and then we're going to go ahead and pull this shape up 2 inches so you've got a cube just like this. So that's how we're going to start off. And then the first thing we're going to do is we're going to offset one of these sides, probably 1/8 of an inch. All right, so in SketchUp, when you use a tool, it'll store whatever you did last with that tool in its memory. So if I offset this by 1/8 of an inch and then I come in here and I double click on these faces with the offset tool active, it'll automatically come in here and offset all the faces by whatever the last offset you had was. So you can see what this does is that gives us kind of a border and then the little faces on here. And so when you look at an actual Rubik's Cube, these faces are a little rounded off. However, for the sake of polygons and stuff like that, we're just going to make this kind of a square box. It looks pretty close once you turn everything black. But if you do want to come in here and you want to get super involved in this and kind of make this that curved face, you can use some plugins to do that, like a round corner or let's see, in joint push pull, there's a round corner tool. So there are a couple different plugins you can use to do that, but for simplicity's sake, we're just going to leave these kind of squared off. So the next thing you're going to want to do before you create all your copies of this box is you're going to want to come in here and go ahead and color the black borders on all of these faces. And the reason that we're doing that is since we're making a copy of this, we want to go ahead and color in those faces now, just because they're always going to be black, and it's a lot easier to do it now and then make copies so that those are already colored in. So then you're going to come in here and you're going to make this. You can make it a component and call it box. It doesn't really matter because we're going to have to explode it later on. But at least that way, if you have to make a bunch of changes, you can do that before you explode it. So the next thing you're going to do is use the move tool in copy mode. And remember to do that, you're going to tap the M key, click on this corner, and then tap Control in order to turn copy mode on. So click on this other corner so you're making a copy over here, and then type in ×2. And as you can see, what that does is creates 2 copies in here. Hit the Enter key after you type in ×2. And then you can come in here, select all 3 of these and do the same thing. Move it over here, then type in ×2. So that creates your base, and then do it again with everything here. So select everything, use the move tool in copy mode, and then type in ×2. So now you've got this kind of squared off Rubik's Cube shape, which is what we're looking for. And so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come in here and we're going to rotate one of these faces a little bit just to give it kind of that Rubik's Cube being worked on kind of feel. So to do that, just come over to this angle and drag your mouse. Click and drag your mouse to the left. Remember, if you drag your mouse to the left, then it'll select everything you drag your mouse across. If you drag it to the right, you got to get the whole box in there. So like if I was to drag this halfway across this, you see how it doesn't select anything? But if I do it dragging from right to left, it'll select everything that I drag a box across. And then finally what we're going to do is we're going to activate the rotate tool and come in here and rotate this. So find this midpoint, kind of use inferencing to find the middle of this whole thing. And then all you're going to do is you're going to rotate this like 35 degrees or something like that, just kind of giving it the look that it's a Rubik's Cube that you're working on solving. So what I would do now is I would actually create a copy of this, because what we're going to do is we're going to come in here and explode this because it makes it a lot easier to color everything up. Like you can't come into a component right now and then color a face because it'll color all of the faces. You see how if I color one face, it'll color all the faces? We don't want that. And so what we're gonna do, and the reason I had you make that copy is in case you have to change something later, you've just got a copy over here that you can adjust the model. And that way when you come in here, you're going to select everything, right click and hit explode. And you can see what that does is that breaks everything up into its individual faces. And we're going to use that to come in here and color on everything. And you see now if I come across here and I start moving things around, it's going to mess up the geometry. That's why we made a backup copy just in case. But now what you're going to do is you're just going to use the color tools to come in here and paint up all the faces. And with something like this, unless you want all of these faces to be kind of uniform, it helps to just pull up an image showing a Rubik's Cube, just to let you kind of come in here and color everything up the way that you want it. So you can just Google Rubik's Cube and look at some images. Or you can come in here and you can just paint all the different sides uniformly. So you can paint all these sides red, you can paint all these sides green. You can really kind of do whatever you want on this. So you're going to come in here and you're going to do that. So I'll probably speed this piece up, but I'm going to go ahead and come through here and paint everything. All right, and now you're good. So you've got your Rubik's Cube in here, you've got it all painted up, and your model's ready to go. So this video is kind of intended more to teach you the basics of copying objects using the Move tool, and also moving objects around using the Rotate tool. So anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to click that like button down below. Also, if you're new around here, make sure you click that subscribe button. I'm coming out with new SketchUp content every week, and I'd love to have you along for the ride. And finally, please consider supporting me on Patreon. So Patreon is a platform that just lets people support creators that they like on YouTube and in other areas. I do a whole bunch of plug-in tutorials and stuff like that, and unfortunately not all of those are free. And you know, every little bit helps. It helps me kind of keep bringing you this great content. So just consider helping me out a little bit on Patreon, even if it's a little bit, even if it's like $1 a month. Every little bit helps. But in either case, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks, guys.